Hey, this is Sasha and welcome to another episode here on Let's Talk Stocks. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at motivating you. How do you become more motivated? And we're really covering this topic because we have an upcoming book all about the mindsets, all about the inner game, called Mindsets of a Master Stock Trader. If you're new, feel free to subscribe to the channel or subscribe to our newsletter list so that way you get notified when the book is set to release, and it's set to release very soon. So get on the newsletter list. You can scroll down below this video, or at the end of this video, there's going to be a link that you can click and you get notified when we release the book. In either case, in order to focus on the mindsets and the inner game, it really is all about balancing, understanding yourself. Because if you don't have the inner game, you won't be trading successfully, because there's two parts. If you have the outer game, which is doing the external stuff, kind of like think about basketball, dribbling or shooting, but the other part is the inner game. That's the psychology. Well, if I miss a shot, am I going to be totally upset, sad, and not be able to continue? And that's really what we're covering in today's video. So today what we're going to look at is motivation. So if we look at being motivated, how is it that you be motivated to progress further in trading? How is it that you be motivated to continue to evolve, to continue to grow and progress forward? So I think a lot of people start out with motivation. They look at focus. And if you look at focus, if you just focus more, you'll be able to learn more. You'll be able to study harder. And then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to do more. So it all stems from this concept. If that's your focus, if you're focusing on things, all of a sudden you'll be able to progress. You'll be able to move forward. And I think with focus, it doesn't necessarily lead to progress. Okay, it leads to something completely different. It leads to concentration, right? But the problem with this sometimes goes with that focusing on, let's say, hey, I want to focus on weight loss. So if I'm looking to lose weight, and this is what I'm focusing on, this is my box, that does not necessarily lead me or equal the result of weight loss. So I don't lose weight just by focusing on weight loss. How do you lose weight? Well, if your focus is more on, let's say, healthy eating, if it's more on exercising, if it's more on just great sleep cycles, all these good things that are positive for your body, that can help you lead to weight loss. But these things are not just about focusing. How do you continue doing this? Because if I just say, hey, I'm going to focus on healthy eating, focus, and you can concentrate on it, but eventually that runs dry. And that's the issue with focusing. So in order for you to be more motivated, in order for you to continue the process, not just focus right here, because this is what you see with some students, or let's say you're in college, you'll see batches of time where, let's say, okay, well, this is my 90 minutes. They're focused, and then all of a sudden, not so focused. Then again, maybe they're focused, and then again, they're not so focused. So how is it that you ramp this up to where your levels are constantly high? That your levels and drive is really motivating, is completely 100% motivating. Well, here's the hidden secret. It comes down to interest. Okay? If you're interested in something, you'll continue to get the results you want as long as you're interested in the right things. So if I want to lose weight, as long as my interest is in the right areas, let's say healthy eating, let's say a good sleep cycle, let's say in exercising properly, as long as I'm doing the right things, my interest is in the right things, I'll be able to lose weight if that's my goal. If I just focus on it, that focus will run dry. But if I have an interest in it, that'll start to ramp up. So how does this apply in stock trading? Well, let's say I'm focusing on making money, right? That's the end result. That's what a lot of people want. It's not necessarily going to get you to your result. Even if my interest is making money, well, it's not the right things. So maybe I went from focus to now I went to interest. Even if I'm now interested in making money, okay, now it's still not the right things, because you have to have the interest and then the interest in the right things, okay? And what are the interests that make a stock trader more successful, more motivated to be able to progress? Well, it's one of the things could be growth, okay? For other people, it might be looking at charts. Some people, it could be risk management. Some people could be money management. As long as you have some part of it that you like and enjoy, the interest is there, then your focus muscle can sustain longer. Your interest is going to be there. So interest will dominate that because you'll be able to have a much longer and wider focus muscle. It's kind of like when I was doing photography back in the day. Well, it's not that I always enjoyed editing photos, but I enjoyed going to the events. That's why I did photography. I enjoyed meeting people. I enjoyed collaborating, socializing. I enjoyed that part of the wedding photography process. It's not that I enjoyed editing photos, 1,000 or 2,000 photos after each wedding session. It's that I enjoyed and I had a huge interest in meeting people, socializing with people, getting together and hanging out. And because of that, it allowed me to focus and concentrate more on the other tasks, maybe that I just didn't enjoy as much. So if you can find, let's say, one of these, hey, I enjoy risk, I enjoy growth as a person, I enjoy looking at charts, that's my interest, that's my focus, that'll be able to push you further to progress and move on as a trader. Because interest is just much more powerful than a simple focus muscle. You have to build the focus muscle as well, but you can build it much easier if you have an interest in something. So another example is when my son is jumping in puddles with his rain boots, and I'm telling him, hey, come on, get away from there, get out, he's getting wet. Well, he's interested in something. Just in the same way that a teacher tries to call out someone's name, somebody who's daydreaming. Well, their interest is not in the lesson. Their interest is what's going on in their head, and that's what they're thinking about. So interest is very, very powerful, and you can use it as long as you can find an interest in one of the areas of stock trading, even beyond the ones that I've just mentioned. But if you find an interest in one area or part, you can use it to drive and motivate you to increase the focus muscle. As long as it's in the right things, then you can become more successful through motivation and be much more driven. So that's really what it comes down to if you're looking to be more motivated to generate that success. All right, so there you have it. Boom, focus versus interest. And I hope you understand and see how powerful interest can be, because that's really, if you're interested in something, it's going to push you. It's going to push you to be able to be focused. And that's really what makes all of it gravy. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. Remember to hit subscribe on YouTube. If you're not, be sure to hit subscribe. But if you definitely want to know when the book is coming out, then join me on my newsletter list right here. And that way you get notified when the book is coming out. You get the promotion coming and all the good stuff. So subscribe there, and I look forward to seeing you in one of my future videos. Thanks again. And remember, do what you love, contribute to other people, but most importantly, live life abundantly. I'll see you next time.